Who is God? Say it in plain, simple English.
God is a spirit, the creator of heaven and earth.
How does that sound to you? Honestly.
How does it sound to me? Like how?
One thing that Christians lack is lack of critical thinking. You people do not think.
You cannot even define what logic is to start with.
I know what logic is.
Okay, what is it?
According to what you said, you said logic.
According to what I said.
Yes.
So you are just hearing it when I define it.
I know what logic is.
Atheism cannot explain why anything exists at all. But the Christian can explain why anything exists.
Why does anything exist?
God created the universe.
Why?
For his own glory.
This is what we're saying.
You're not representing Christians properly. If Christians are depending on you to save them, you are taking them to hell with all these things you are saying.
That what?
You are talking off point.
Can I throw this thing down for my own glory? This mic.
Is it your own?
Oh, God owned us. Is that what you're saying?
Obviously.
How?
Because he created you.
You're not giving answer. You're saying he created
giving
me.
answer. See,
Who created me? Why did he create me? Why do I have no opinion about my own life? My own destiny?
My name is Tosin. I am a Christian and I'm here to debate 20 atheists. My first claim is atheism lacks foundation for the laws of logic. I pick that, sister.
When you say atheism lacks foundation for the laws of logic, I feel that even while dealing with religion, you have to realize that it is also based on assumptions.
That's not my claim. My claim is that atheism lacks foundation for the laws of logic. Do you know what the laws of logic are?
The laws of logic, meaning if something is true in a specific situation, then it should also be true in another situation. That is logic that we all know.
Logic is a principle of correct reasoning. And we have 4 fundamental laws of logic.
Okay.
We have laws of identity, we have laws of non-contradiction, we have laws of excluded middle. So these laws are what are prescribed how we reason rationally. But these laws are contrary to the claim of atheism in the sense that these laws, they are immaterial, they are universal, they are unchanging, and they are normative.
Okay, pause. Your teammates just voted you out. Please, Tosin, you can pick a new person to debate.
Thank you.
Can you elaborate, please?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so when we talk about laws of logic are the fundamental principle that prescribe how we should reason. Why I said atheism cannot account for the laws of logic is that these laws of logic, they are immaterial, they are universal, they are unchanging, and they are normative. Why atheism claims that everything is material.
We didn't claim that everything is material.
All right.
Yeah, there's a sense of nucleus. We can't see that with our naked eyes, but we believe it's in the foundation of the creation of the world.
The argument of atheism is that everything is natural. Atheism is naturalism. Atheism claims that everything is matter.
We didn't claim that. We believe in energies, consciousness of the mind. We can't prove.
If you believe in energy and consciousness,
we can't prove the consciousness of the mind, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's another point where atheism falls, because atheism, by definition, they are naturalists. They believe that everything is matter.
Consciousness of the mind
exactly.
is not something that is natural.
Atheism.
We know what we're against is the concept of a God, a universal God, or any God, for instance, or spirituality.
Aside claiming lack of faith in God, their claim is that everything is matter.
That is not my claim. I don't know where you came up with that assumption.
Probably are not
No. You can't just generalize something.
But that's what I know atheism to be.
Okay, let's hold it there.
Thank you.
You claim that there are laws of logic.
Yeah.
So who created these laws of logic?
Laws of logic are the reflection of God's mind.
I think Christianity is not based on logic.
My claim...
Despite the fact that you claim that atheism doesn't have a foundation due to laws of logic.
Are you admitting that?
I'm admitting that Christianity doesn't.
You've admitted defeat.
No, Christianity doesn't have
that's
logic.
My claim.
You know what I think? I think you do not understand atheism so much. There are deeper parts to atheism that you do not see, but you choose to stand. You choose to stand on the fact that you do not understand it.
Is atheism naturalism?
No.
Atheism is not naturalism.
There are deeper parts to atheism.
So what are the deeper parts to atheism?
We have different beliefs. Now, according to what I believe in the fact that there are energies and there are deeper parts. I do not believe in just naturalism. So if we're talking about logic, I would say Christianity is not based on logic. It's based on faith. It's based on something not seen.
My claim is that atheism cannot ground the laws of logic.
If we're talking about who created the laws of logic, I don't think it should even exist in the first place. Because if one thing that Christians lack is lack of critical thinking, you people do not think.
You cannot even define what logic is to start with.
I know what logic is.
Okay, what is it?
Logic, according to what you said, you said logic
according to what I said.
Yes.
So you are just hearing it when I
No,
define
I know what logic is.
So
but you said logic is, based on critical thinking and stuff.
No. I said logic is the law of principle reasoning.
Who created these laws?
It's a reflection of God's mind.
Which God? The one you believe in?
I'm a Christian.
I don't think that God exists. So if that God doesn't exist, everything that comes after him doesn't exist.
Please return to your seats. Tosin, pick a new person to debate.
Yeah.
Hello. My name is Folari. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. How would you define your stand, please?
Now, atheism is naturalism.
Which is wrong. It's more of a no. It's more of a spectrum. There are some people that they don't believe in God, right? But they believe in energies, right? Some people like me, I'm an agnostic atheist, right? In the position of like not knowing.
So you're an agnostic.
Agnostic atheist. That's why I said get it straight. Like it is a spectrum.
No,
you get it is not. It's not just naturalism. That's what I'm saying. You're using words.
I don't think you can combine agnostics and
which shows that you do not understand what atheism is. Atheism means the lack of a belief. It is the opposite of theism. Agnosticism is a position of not knowing.
Exactly. You don't know.
Yes,
you are not making a claim.
Boy, I refuse the existence of a God. You an atheist. No, listen. That's why I said agnostic. Listen to me. That's why I said agnostic atheist.
You said you don't know.
I don't know, but I side with the worldview of atheists.
Atheist says,
okay, talk.
I know God doesn't exist.
Which is what I claim. What I believe.
Agnostic says, I don't know if he exists or not.
Yes, I do. Listen. I do not. Listen.
There's a certainty. There is uncertainty.
Yes. Look,
exactly.
I do not believe.
Contradiction.
Would you let me talk? Would you let me talk?
That's what you're saying.
See, you're using word salad. You everything you've been saying. You do not make any logical claims. You've not laid any logical claims.
Okay, hold it right there. The majority of your teammates has voted you out.
Brother.
All right.
What's the name?
Samuel. Your initial claim was that atheism lacks a logical
foundation for the laws of logic.
Yes. You have now tied the fundamental laws of logic to being related to God.
Because they are immaterial, they are unchanging, they are universal, and they are normative.
How does that make them relate to God?
As a Christian, I believe that the Christian can ground the existence of these laws of logic. Because the Christian believes in a God that is immaterial, a God that is universal, the God that is unchanging, and the God that is sovereign.
You have not exactly. Yeah. No. That's not a direct link. What you are essentially saying is that because these things are concepts and God is like a being that exists in the conceptual realm, they are related. Is that what you're saying?
Look at my claim. I said it cannot ground.
All right. Why do you believe you can't explain?
Down. I said my worldview can explain it. And then I give the reason why my worldview can explain it.
Then I give the reason why.
They are the reflection of God's mind. From your worldview, kindly explain how an immaterial entity that is universal, that is normative, that is unchanging, exists in a universe that is constantly changing. Kindly explain that.
Yeah, directly me to try and explain the nature of God. I'm going to explain.
That's my
No, calm down. Let us stay on point. Let's first of all talk about the law of ideation, the law of identity. What does that mean?
The law of identity is that if A equals A is A.
How does atheism fail to account for that?
What is the nature of that law?
The nature of that law is that if A is A, if this table is...
What is the nature of that law? Is that nature materialistic? Is it material?
Yes. What do you think material means?
The law is material.
What do you think material means?
Material is something that is substance that you can touch.
Do you believe that ideas are not material? We are able to interact with our ideas in the sense that we are able to use our ideas to communicate. And you believe that the ability to communicate ideas means that there's a God.
Like the idea, is it a matter? Is it a material?
I believe you are being reductionist here. I believe that you are believing that because something is immaterial, that means it is divine.
No. I'm saying it's a reflection of God's mind. So
No. You have not yet provided a link.
That's my explanation. That's the Christian explanation to it. Give your own atheistic explanation to it.
Please kindly pick a new opponent.
Yeah. What's your name?
So my name is Tolu.
Nice meeting you, Tolu.
So please tell me what you think an atheist is.
Atheism is someone who claims to lack believe in God. And then the concept of atheism is naturalism.
That is also false.
Okay, how is it false?
How can a lack of belief in something propose anything?
Atheism believes that it is only what we can see, touch, taste, that's what exists.
You just said atheism believes. A lack of belief believes. How does that work, please? There are atheists that are naturalists. There are atheists that believe in spiritual concepts. All they have in common is that they do not share.
They believe in spiritual concepts.
I said they are. I am a naturalist.
You are a naturalist, right?
Yes, I am a naturalist.
Now explain.
So your question has a presupposition that atheism claims anything at all. Do you get that?
Explain as a naturalist. Explain.
Okay, pause. Your teammates
that's what I was waiting for. You wasted our time.
My name is Shil. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Do you believe in spiritual beings?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Yeah.
Right. So that means you're a naturalist, right?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes.
You're a naturalist. Thank you. Do you know the laws of logic?
No, because I don't care about that.
You don't care about laws of logic and you want to reason logically.
I'm reasoning logically because there are no proof that there is God.
Laws of logic and you want to reason logically.
There is no proof that there is God. Because Christians believe that there is God. And because of my logic, that's why I'm saying there is no God.
It's just as if a mechanic that doesn't know the mechanical tools and he said he can use it very well, very well.
Since you are using logic, okay, let's use the laws of logic. So use logic to prove to me that there is God.
A consistent worldview must be able to account for the laws of logic. Since logic is what we use for logical reasoning or rational thinking.
Now, can you explain the reason why there is God? So your consistent worldview is God, I believe.
My claim is that atheism cannot ground the existence for the law of logic.
But that's not correct because you can't even relate it to atheism. You can't relate it to atheism.
Wait, as a naturalist that you are, then prove it how you can account for the existence of the laws of logic to start with.
We are talking about atheism, which is if there is God or there is no God. And atheists believe there is no God. So saying the laws of logic is, I'm using my logic to say there is no God.
The problem here is that you do not understand the laws of logic. You do not understand the nature of the laws of logic. So therefore, you cannot argue for what you do not understand. That's just the truth, my sister.
Thank you.
My next claim is...
Okay, before we move on to our next claim, I want to remind you all to please subscribe to the channel. We are really close to our goal of 500,000 subscribers and we'll all celebrate together when we get there. Now, let's get into the next claim.
Atheism cannot adequately explain why anything exists at all.
Hi, I'm Shudi. Hello, Tosin.
Yeah.
Let's start by defining our terms so you could explain your claims.
I said atheism cannot adequately explain why anything exists at all. Now, the universe that we are is a contingent existence. It could not exist, but it exists anyway. So that means that the contingent existence is something in which its existence depends on another thing. But atheism claims that the universe is all what it is. But the universe, it could exist and it could not exist. So how do you explain the existence of the universe?
First of all, to begin with, we have a lot of assumptions inside there. First one is that we're saying that the universe is contingent. Now, from a Christian perspective, when you say God created heaven and the earth, you could say that God could have chosen not to create it. But from an atheist perspective, he rejects God. So already he doesn't even believe that the earth is contingent. I'm just letting you know that you saying that the earth is contingent already has this assumption.
So what is the assumption? That you've not pointed it out.
No, because when you say an atheist cannot defend that the earth exists, yeah, it's a claim. Yeah. I'll let you know that the whole world still does not know why the earth exists when we're coming from the perspective of science.
So are you agreeing with my claim?
Well, I would say an atheist cannot explain why the earth exists from reason, from logic, like you were mentioning. And it's also going to be the same thing that could also stand for a Christian. Now, the Christians will tell you that the earth exists because God created the earth.
Do you believe that the universe is contingent existence?
I already told that that's an assumption.
How?
What does contingent mean? Contingent means it's not necessary.
Yes.
Yes. And what's that based on? That God is a necessary being?
No, it's based on the fact that the universe has a beginning.
Where is the beginning of the universe?
The universe has a beginning based on this science, based on reasoning.
So based on science, where is the beginning of the
Now, based on science,
universe?
According to about Einstein general laws of relativism, it says that the universe is expanding.
The universe is expanding, but where did it begin?
Exactly. So if it's expanding, that means that at a point in time, it was actually not the size that it is. And then that proves that it has a time that it began to exist.
Sorry, we're using logic. My question says, where did the earth begin? You're telling me it's expanding. No, don't put the blame on me. I'm trying to use a Christian to explain where the...
that from your atheistic point of view, from an atheistic point
okay, hold it right there. The majority of your teammates has voted you out.
Let me pick up this, brother.
Your claim on its own doesn't have many problems. But then we have to ask, why? Why is the answer, I don't know, necessary?
Are you admitting that atheism cannot exist why the universe exists? It cannot explain, rather, why the universe exists?
Atheism is based on the sciences. The sciences have yet to reach a point where they can explain the origin of the universe.
They cannot explain why the universe exists, why anything exists at all.
No, they can explain why some things exist.
Anything that exists has a contingent existence. So they could exist and they could not exist. Now, there is a need for an explanation why they exist.
Okay, why is there a need?
Exactly. Now, from your atheistic worldview, can you kindly explain why
I'm asking you a question. Why is there a need to explain it?
Because it's a contingent existence.
It's a contingent existence that exists.
It could exist
Correct.
and it could not exist.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
It's a contingent existence that exists. So we understand that it is here now. Why do we need a necessary explanation that we have not yet gotten through science? We will get to that point. We will understand that
Are you saying that science is the only knowledge there?
What other source of knowledge are you suggesting?
There's reason, there's revelation.
Okay, let's calm down here. Okay, how is reasoning different from science?
Can science put the laws of logic in test tube and test them?
I think you have misunderstood the scientific process. The scientific process can account for the laws of logic.
Exactly. They have to assume it, right?
They don't have to assume the laws of logic.
Okay. Can they test it in the laboratory?
You can test the laws of logic by simply discussing with your peers.
In the laboratory?
What are you claiming here?
You're claiming
No. You're confusing materialism for the scientific process. Just because something is immaterial does not mean it does not exist.
You said science is the only source of knowledge, right?
That's not what I said. That's what you said I said.
So what do you say?
I said science is a source of knowledge that atheists primarily use.
Is it the only source of knowledge?
There might be other sources, but the one I'm addressing here is the scientific method.
So now, go back to my point. Can science explain why the universe exists, knowing that the universe is a contingent existence?
It cannot explain it yet.
Fine, thank you.
Okay.
And then you're admitting to my claim.
And I'm saying your claim is already based on like a faulty position in the sense that you're saying atheism needs to explain it.
Yes, because
why?
A contingent existence.
Getting to explain it.
Calm down. A contingent existence need an explanation for its existence.
And I'm telling you, we are getting there.
Please, Tosin, pick a new person to debate with.
Let me pick my brother.
You keep saying there's a need to explain. So why is there a need?
Because a contingent existence. So a contingent existence assumes that it has an explanation.
Where did you get this your fact from?
Yes, it's from our science, our logic, reasoning. Like I said earlier.
Where did you fact check it?
I mentioned
because
about Einstein.
This sounds like an assumption to me.
No. It's not an assumption.
Also.
So now, take for instance, I mentioned about Einstein general laws of relativism, which suggests or even prove that the earth has a beginning.
What does a Christian believe is the beginning? Because I believe you're a Christian. You've been sounding like a scientist for a long time here now. So
I'm a Christian anyway.
Okay.
So like I said, atheism cannot explain why anything exists at all. But the Christian can explain why anything exists.
So why does anything exist? Why does anything exist?
God created the universe.
Why?
For his own glory.
This is what we're saying. Even Christians can explain that.
Can't explain what?
Why he created the world.
I just told you why he created the world.
Why? He didn't
For his own glory.
For his own glory, really?
Yes.
Okay, this is the first time I'm hearing that. But the reason why we counter this claim is because we don't believe, like I said, in the assumption of a God, a singular God.
I'm a Christian, like I said earlier. That's my presupposition. So my claim is that you cannot explain.
Our claim was never to claim that anything should exist or not. Our claim is to counter the ideology of a creator.
I'm bringing up claims. And I'm saying this is one of the faulty...
That's why I say it's an assumption. It's a general assumption.
Then answer the assumption. If I claim, calm down. If I claim that atheism cannot explain why anything exists at all, And then you said, no, we can explain why they exist, why the universe exists. Then
we never, that's what I'm saying. We didn't claim that anything should exist or not.
Pick a new person to debate.
Yes, my name is Kelvin. You're putting words in our mouth, pretty much, because I don't know. I feel like everyone else has told you pretty much that atheists do not necessarily make the claims that you are putting in our mouths.
This is the claim I am making. So it is your duty to disprove those claims. Today, I've heard that some atheists, they were claiming that atheism believe in some spiritual being.
Yeah, because truthfully, there's a large spectrum. You can't just throw in there, even as a Christian.
You also believe in a spiritual being?
I don't. But the point is, you as a Christian, there's a whole lot that you don't even believe in that another Christian believes in.
No.
Is that true?
Now, you don't believe in spiritual being, right?
I don't.
You don't, thank you. So you're a naturalist, right?
Again, here you are trying to impose certain things on me, which I wouldn't let you do. The point is, as an atheist, my simple thing is I do not believe in God. And if I'm telling you that, you can't start telling me that, oh, because I don't believe in God, this or that thing, I just don't believe in God.
Fine. Do you believe that they are spiritual beings?
I don't believe that they are spiritual beings. So that means I'm a naturalist. That's what you're saying?
Exactly.
Wow. I don't hold any beliefs, is my point. And I don't need to explain anything because I don't know. As much as I don't know, beautiful, I can.
Exactly.
If I want to.
Thank you.
Very well, you're welcome.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm telling you that, in the same way, you cannot explain this thing as well.
I can.
Let's hear it. Go ahead and do it. Explain it.
God created it.
That's like ABC, right? God created it, and so therefore that's it.
I give you my
and I will tell you now that you're wrong.
Prove I'm wrong.
God didn't create it because you can't prove that God created anything. You're just going by your assumptions as well. So let's go ahead and assume.
Everybody have their presupposition. Everybody have their worldview. My worldview can explain why. Okay.
Yeah, there's no explanation there whatsoever, but it's great to hear your words.
Explanation, yes. That's an explanation. You might accept it, you might not. Thank you. Let me pick my brother in glasses.
You said God created everything else, right? That's your explanation. So
God is the explanation
wait.
of the universe.
Calm down. Yes, I got that.
Yeah.
So who is God or what is God? Please just say it in plain, simple English.
God is a spirit, the creator of heaven and earth.
How does that sound to you? Honestly.
How does it sound to me? Like how?
Where did that come from? Like, walk me through the process, right? Because we have this universe.
Yes.
So I have a lot of questions, but firstly, I'm a Yoruba girl, and English is not my first.
Same here.
Thank you. So I really like simple English. If you say that you have explanation for why the universe exists, you need to explain that. I know you have by saying that God created it, but that is not a why.
That's a why.
It's not.
It is.
God created heaven and earth.
Yeah.
Why? You've not answered.
For his own glory.
Okay, fine. That's a beautiful answer. Can I throw this thing down for my own glory?
Throwing what down for your
this
own glory?
Mic for my own glory.
Is it your own?
Oh, God owned us. Is that what you're saying?
Obviously.
How?
Because he created you.
You're not giving answer. You're saying he created me. See, who created me? Why did he create me? Why do I have no opinion about my own life? My own destiny?
Because he created you. I'm a Christian.
Somebody else needs to come up here.
You might accept it, you might not accept it. Yeah, sister.
You claim that we are here because of God's glory. Yes or no?
Calm down. Is there a theory that claims that the universe is eternal?
Oh, there is.
There is.
There is a theory.
If you
look at everything that exists.
Do you believe that the universe is eternal, uncreated?
Yes, I believe that the universe is eternal and uncreated.
It has
always existed in time.
In time.
Even time doesn't exist.
Right.
It has always existed in time.
Right.
Now, I'm going back to your claim. I am going back to your claim.
Wait.
You said
you made a claim.
You said
you made a claim.
I'm going back to your
claim. The universe is eternal, right?
The universe is eternal, yes.
Thank you. Do you know the second law of thermodynamics?
Tell me.
Do you know it?
You tell me. I don't know it. Tell me.
Okay, the second law of thermodynamics says that the universe is using up its usable energy.
What is your own claim? What is your own theory? You keep standing by. You keep bringing up people. You keep bringing. You bring up Albert. You bring up this. You bring up that. But what is your own claim? At least I'm sitting here. I have my own claim. I have my own claim. I have my belief. But you do not have yours. You have series of beliefs. You don't have any belief. You don't have any belief whatsoever. You bring up this. You bring up that. You bring up as if you read from a book. I do not read from a book. I make my research. but you read from a book, you bring up theories, you bring up
from where?
Your claims.
Your
What
research are from
I'm
where?
asking you, what's your name?
Your research are from where?
What's your belief?
Your research are from where?
What's your belief?
Time up. Please return to your seats. Now we'll be moving on to the next claim.
My third claim is that atheism cannot provide ultimate meaning and purpose. Let me select this, brother.
First thing I would like to say, first of all, is that from what I've seen, like I see a pattern there with you. I like the way you didn't exactly reference to the Bible much, which is what you're supposed to be defending.
I'm not defending. I'm making claim and expecting you to defend.
It is easier for a person to say something that is very logical, rubbish, right? Let me talk, please.
Are you saying
it's easier for a person? No, it's easier for. And you've been. I noticed many fallacies in what you've been doing. You've been using strawman fallacy. You've been throwing red herring. Now, let's talk about where we come. I can't do it. I can't do it. All this business which you're doing. So let's talk about your claim. What was your claim?
I thought you heard my claim. That is why you raised up.
Speak. You spoke about how God created.
Why did you raise up?
You spoke about how God created. Listen, strawman fallacy. Look it up. You can literally look it up. Fact check it.
Why?
Strawman fallacy. It shows that a person has no. A person does not understand what.
Come here without knowing what you want to discuss.
This.
So you are here because you don't even know what you want to discuss, and you are raising up your hand. I think you are more reasonable.
Let me ask you, how do you define finding meaning?
Meaning is what is significance of something.
And you're saying atheists have the ability to say something is significant.
I said the worldview doesn't provide significance to this universe that we have.
How? And I need to expand on why you believe
Okay,
that.
now the reason why I believe in it is that.
No, wait. There was something you almost threw me my way. We have to explain why atheist doesn't provide meaning, not significance.
Exactly.
Not significance to the universe. Now go explain on the meaning.
The meaning now.
Yes.
Atheism believes in evolution, right?
We're not talking about evolution right now. We're talking about meaning.
Atheism believes that the universe is a result of, we are here, we are product of blind evolution. We are a product of chance, time, and blind evolution. So how does that provide any meaning to my own existence?
Because are you aware of people finding their own meaning?
So that's what I said. Atheism cannot provide. Why are you voicing him out?
Nice to talk to you again.
All right.
To answer your question, as an atheist, you don't believe there is a God or there is a supreme being. You believe your fate is in your own hand.
Okay.
Or like some Christians, you ask them and they say, I leave it all to God. What the fuck is I leave it all to God? If you leave it all to God, why are you going out hustling for your daily bread? Sit down in your house, I leave it all to God. But as an atheist, I believe this thing is in my own hands. Opportunity. I create opportunity by myself. I don't leave it to a higher being or anything. I work for it.
Does this universe has a purpose?
Who gives a fuck about the universe? You asked a question and I'm answering your question. Okay.
You said who give a fuck about the universe? Are you not in the universe?
All right, I answered your question.
Does it provide ultimate purpose? Now, that's my claim. You guys should listen to my claim very well. I say it doesn't provide ultimate purpose because whatever you are doing right now,
okay,
probably you are working, probably you are making your daily bread. After all, you die. That's the end of it. Yes, so there's no ultimate purpose. There's no ultimate meaning. That's the end of it. And that is the atheistic worldview. There's no ultimate purpose. That's what I say. I didn't say it doesn't provide purpose. I say it doesn't provide ultimate purpose.
If Christians are depending on you to save them, you are taking them to hell with all these things you are saying. Because they are saying what is. You are not even speaking properly. You are not representing Christians properly.
Now return to your
seat.
Talking of Tosin, pick a new person to debate.
Brother.
Can you define to me what the ultimate purpose to you is?
So a Christian worldview means that I am created for God's glory and to enjoy God forever.
So that is the ultimate purpose.
That is the ultimate purpose.
That defines a non-believer from a believer.
For the existence of human. But from a theistic worldview, this life has no purpose nor meaning because it's a product of chance. It's a product of blind
okay, let me cut you short. First of all, that's a very huge assumption. Before I came here the other time, I mentioned I was unalived. And before then, I was confused. I was in Christianity, agnostics. I didn't really have a purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I died and what I experienced, I came back with a lot of purpose, a lot of determination. And then it gave me a total direction that you are seeing me today. So to assume,
what is the ultimate meaning? What is the ultimate purpose?
Don't deviate. I just gave you a lot of reasons. My ultimate purpose started when I became an atheist. not being subjected to believe in the totality of one God. That God will make me happy, because what you just said is that.
What is the ultimate purpose? What is your ultimate purpose?
Ultimate purpose is to fulfill my own desires on earth. It has nothing to do with a belief.
Your own desire on earth. That's your ultimate purpose, right?
That is and do you know what my desires are? Do you know if I want to give to charity? Do you know if I want to help motherless? Like what? Hold on. Like what this influencer VDM is doing in Nigeria? His purpose, he states it clearly. But what you're trying to say is that if he does not believe in God, he does not have ultimate purpose.
What I'm saying is that atheism does not provide ultimate purpose.
That is a general statement. That's an assumption. You're not even making your facts. You're not backing it up with facts.
You are not understanding the point.
I understand what you said.
I'm not saying
that's why I'm countering it.
Now, I'm not saying an atheist. I'm saying atheism.
What are you saying? Who practices atheism?
Is a concept. Now,
who practices atheism?
An atheist can determine that, okay, I want to create a purpose, but he is not consistent with his worldview. From his worldview actually doesn't provide purpose for this world.
I don't want to be rude, but I think most of your claims have been a little bit generalistic, assuming that all atheists believe in your assumption.
Then disprove it.
Yeah. I've just said something.
Pause. Your teammates just voted you out.
So much.
Please return to your seats.
Yeah.
You said something. You said, as a Christian, you believe that God created us for a purpose, and the purpose is so that we enjoy for His own glory and what?
To enjoy Him.
And to enjoy Him. So please, can you tell me the reason why Christians that pray to God, that knows God in this world, why they are suffering?
You are bringing up your own claim, your own question.
No, can you explain? Can you tell me why? No, hold on. You just tell me the purpose why God created us, right?
Yes.
Just to enjoy Him and for His own glory, right?
Yeah.
So can you explain to me why Christians that knows God to call and they serve God, why are they suffering? That's my own question. Put yourself in God's position. Put yourself in God's position. Do you think you can create someone and you want them suffer?
They voted you out.
Please return to your seats. Tosin, pick a new person to debate.
I don't know.
Now let's talk about myself. Agnostic atheism. I believe in many, many things. And one thing is this, I also believe that I have a purpose.
You believe you have a purpose doesn't mean you have a purpose.
No, I believe I have a purpose. Christianity doesn't have a purpose. One thing drives you. You people, you tend to please a supreme being. That is only what drives you. But what drives me? What drives me?
You believe you have a purpose.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you have a purpose.
Oh, who says that?
Exactly.
Who says that is my question.
Of chance, then what's the purpose to that?
If I'm a product of chance.
Yes.
Oh, so you believe you're a product of chance.
That is what atheism
You
believe.
Believe you're a product of chance, but yeah, you are here for God's
that
glory.
How can
you be a product of chance, but yeah, you are here for God's glory?
You want to defend your worldview for you?
No. You don't know my worldview. You've not done your research. You clearly just bring You're just bringing up
hands has
claims.
Been up,
You've
so
not done your
hold it
research.
there. You return to your seat now while Tosin pick a new opponent.
Hi, Adeniji. I'm Trudy. Okay, so I think for the purpose of us to have a discourse, I don't want to win. You don't want to win.
Exactly.
We want to actually, have a logical conversation to arrive at, truth. So I won't speak over you, so please don't speak over me. So I've heard your claim that atheism does not give the ultimate purpose.
Does not provide ultimate.
Or it doesn't provide the ultimate purpose.
Or meaning.
Now, I'm listening to your claim and I'm saying, I don't really think that's true. And I'll let you know why. Because when we're defining your terms, at least now you have an understanding of who an atheist is. I'll put it very simple. Someone who doesn't believe in God. Now, from your own perspective, purpose is someone who doesn't have a calling, someone who doesn't seek happiness. Or how would you define purpose from your own worldview?
Is a word, the significance of something.
The significance of something.
Yeah, purpose is the reason why something exists.
The reason why something exists. I love that definition. So you're saying that the reason why atheists exist cannot be explained by atheism.
Yes, the atheism worldview cannot explain your words, your significance.
And I'll tell you that is an assumption. Because right now, what I've heard you say is that the Christian's reason for existence is to enjoy God. Or would you like to clarify that?
To glorify God and enjoy Him.
To glorify God and to enjoy God.
Forever.
Then I'll actually now start by saying, maybe it's a question on everyone's mind. What kind of Christian are you? Because a previous speaker once said that he has spoken with many Christians and you're not, sort of edifying what they believe, because we all have also had conversations with many Christians. So I'd like to start by saying, what kind of Christian are you? What do you believe in?
I'm a Protestant Christian.
You're a Protestant Christian.
Yeah.
And you hold the Bible as fact.
As the Word of God.
As the Word of God.
Yeah.
And from your facts, you've gotten to know that, from all your research, the reason why human beings have been created is so that they can give God glory.
Yeah, because now, let me say this. It is something that creates a particular thing that defines the purpose. Take, for instance, the person who produced this mic, he has a purpose that I want to produce this mic so that it will do this thing. Something that comes as a result of chance. What purpose does it have?
Now, I hear you. You say that whoever that creates something is the one who puts purpose to it.
Yes.
Are you trying to tell me that God told you that your purpose is to give glory to Him?
Exactly. That's what is in the Bible.
And that is what you hold as your purpose. And then you now say, okay, because atheists don't believe in God, they don't now have that ultimate purpose because they don't have someone to tell them.
Purpose cannot provide ultimate purpose. So I'm not saying an atheist. Now, you have to distinguish between an atheist and atheism. An atheist might not be consistent with his atheism worldview. The same way a Christian might not be consistent with his Christian worldview.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, that an atheist is, in a sense, different from atheism. Because atheism might say something else, and an atheism affirming or doing something else.
You've been voted out by your teammates. Please return to your seats.
Because someone doesn't believe in God, it doesn't mean they don't have meaning. Because meaning can come from different things, such as wanting to become something in the future.
Can chance produce meaning?
Whatever chance produces.
Does it produce purpose?
Yes, it can. Because we are conscious beings, we can create purpose and meaning for ourselves.
That is it. You can create your own purpose.
So you have created your own purpose. Believing in God.
You can create your own purpose and your own meaning. But your purpose or your meaning is not the ultimate purpose.
Why does the ultimate purpose have to matter?
Why is not an ultimate purpose? Is that the atheism worldview itself does not provide. So I'm not saying that.
No, that is false. Don't say the atheism worldview does not provide a purpose. Because you as a person, you can come up with your own purpose.
Your teammates just voted you out.
I just want to ask one direct question. We don't have time, right? You said...
do you understand the claim?
You said you were created to enjoy God and all of that. Just calm down. Don't be...
I think you are here to
calm down.
The claim.
Calm down. I just want to ask one question. The question is that you said you were created to enjoy God.
To glorify God and enjoy Him.
And enjoy Him. So why are a lot of Christians not enjoying God? So why do they choose God?
Who told you they are not enjoying God?
The people that they are killing in Plateau, right? They are Christians. They do love God. Right? Why are they killing them like that? Why can't God come through for him?
According to Christian word.
Just answer the question, please. There's no time. Just answer the question.
You need to answer my question.
No. I asked the question.
Wait. According to Christian word.
This is redundant and it shows that you don't know what you're saying.
Time up. Please return to your seats. Now we'll be moving on to the next claim.
My next claim is that atheism supports evil. Let me select an atheist, not someone who believes in spiritism. Yeah.
Do you say atheism supports evil?
Yes.
Why do you think atheism supports evil?
Atheism supports evolution. Now, evolution actually is a ground for racism in the sense that Darwin's first book that he wrote, Origin of Species, that's not the full title of the book. He said the origin of species or the preservation of the favorite race.
Yeah, the best species stay on the ones.
Race, exactly.
Yeah.
So that supports racism. And as a result of that, that led Hitler to kill 6 million Jews. Because from a theistic worldview, the ethics of Darwin is the survival of the fittest.
I want to hold you there because I'll let you know that I've spoken with these atheists, and maybe not many of them support the theory of evolution.
Okay.
Not many of them support the theory of Darwinism, so we can't just generalize. So if we're standing from that perspective, are we not going to say that, okay, those who don't support evolution don't support evil?
You have to tell, do you support evolution?
Do I support evolution?
Yeah.
You know, I even have Christian friends who believe that evolution and their faith are not incompatible. So would you say that those Christians also support evil?
Now, a Christian who believes in evolution believes that God uses evolution for creation. That's what they believe in. Now,
hold on. The God uses evolution.
I don't believe that anyway.
Okay, you don't believe it, but some Christians hold that belief.
Yeah.
So that means some Christians support evil.
No. Because this is it.
We're using logic now.
Exactly.
You can't say A and not A in this case scenario. And I'm enjoying our conversation.
Yeah.
So I would also now say, how would you describe evil?
My claim is that those who hold solely to evolution
No, that's not a definition of evil. So anyone... evil. Devil is evil.
I'm not defining evil now. I'm going back to my point. Because you want to take me away from my point.
Sorry.
I'm going back to my point. My point is that atheism actually supports evolution. Now, evolution...
Please return to your seat. Tosin,
really enjoy our conversation.
A new person to debate.
It's like you like my face.
Yeah, you look handsome.
Thank you. So you said atheism supports evil.
Yes.
Okay. Can you define what is evil?
Evil is what is contrary to God's nature.
And what is God's nature?
God's nature is goodness. God is the foundation of goodness.
So
can you define evil?
I don't know what is evil. I don't know if it exists or not. But anyway, the evil I know started from God, actually.
So you don't know if evil exists or not, right?
I don't know. I'm only following the biblical context because the Bible defines
you don't know if evil exists or not. So you can't argue for the prompt.
Can you define
evil
properly? Define evil.
I've defined evil.
What is evil?
Something that negates goodness.
And what is goodness?
God is the ground of goodness.
So if God is the ground of goodness, who created evil? Evil
is not a thing in itself. Evil is a negation of good or goodness.
Where did it come from? God created everything, right? The unseen and seen.
Now, it's a privation. Evil is a privation.
Are you trying to say evil lives outside of God?
Evil is a privation in the sense that God created everything good. His absence of good is what is evil.
So who created evil?
It's not a thing, so it can't be created. Evil is not a thing. All right.
I noticed one of your claims was that God's nature is good. All right. Why is God's nature good?
God is the foundation of goodness in his nature.
I asked why is his nature
because
good?
That is who he is.
That's not an explanation of why he's good.
That is who he is.
That is not an explanation.
What is the definition of a God from the Christian worldview?
All-knowing, all-powerful, all-benevolent. Why is he
a necessary being?
Okay. A necessary being is not a definition of like it's not a Christian definition. That is a theistic definition. No, that's a theistic definition.
A theistic definition.
Theistic, not atheistic.
It's Christian theism.
Christianity is theism, yes.
It's theism.
So,
thank you.
That doesn't exactly...
So we believe as a Christian... which is theism, believes that God is a necessary being, right?
Okay.
Yes. So if God is a necessary being, all his attributes are necessary. One of his attributes is goodness. Therefore,
could you please give an example of the evil you're talking about pertaining to atheists?
Murder.
Do you know an atheist that has committed murder?
Yes.
Can you give an example?
Hitler.
Hitler was an atheist.
Joseph Stalin.
And how many Christians have committed evil?
Wait, you say I should give you an example of atheists?
I'm comparing both of them to show that it's not exclusive to atheism.
Okay.
So how many Christians have committed evil?
We have Christians who have committed murder also.
Okay, so is it
so? What I'm saying is that murder, for example, is a logical conclusion of atheism. It's a logical conclusion from atheism.
Wait,
why?
Are you saying atheists do not have morals or do not know good from evil or do not have common sense?
No. This is what I'm saying. That atheism that defines ethic as the survival of the fittest. That is, if killing you is going to do me like my own good, then I can kill you.
Have you studied the animal kingdom? Who survives in the animal kingdom?
Who survives is the strongest.
So
exactly. So if I wanted to kill you, probably we are both looking for a contract, and I know that you are more qualified. I know that if I kill you, you are out of it, and I'm going to get the contract. Then I will kill you.
Or you pick the more qualified person.
I kill you, I will get it.
Or you simply pick the more.
That is the logical conclusion of Darwinism.
Your teammates just voted you out. Please, Tosin, you can pick a new person to debate.
For us to verify if your claim is true, criminals, are they more of atheists or more of believers? Because I can list many things that believers do in the name of religion. And then if you look at the statistics, you know that atheists commit far less crimes than believers.
Do you know how many people Joseph Stalin killed?
Yes.
How many?
But if
How
you
many?
compare the statistics,
How many?
If you compare the statistics,
How many?
you would find, and then even in the Bible, there are many places that God specifically said that an entire tribe should be wiped out. So if we are judging by that, is that not evil?
No. God is the creator of life. And the
God advocate in the Bible, God advocated slavery. He said that the slave should obey his master. And then God wanted blood rituals. God wanted blood.
Is slavery wrong from a theistic worldview?
Slavery was highly advocated in the Bible. Which was what
wrong from a theistic worldview? Answer the question.
Yes, it is.
How?
What I'm saying is that
you've not answered the question.
Repeat your question.
How is slavery wrong from a theism worldview?
Okay, pause.
You think of atheism as like this fun book club where there's like a set of rules everyone is following, where all like, it is actually you guys, the cultists, you people, who actually have this book and you follow all of these processes. We simply do not believe that God exists. So again, when you keep saying, oh, atheism is different from atheists, I'm wondering what you mean by that. When you say support, you make it sound like, so we have like a pamphlet we're reading, and in that pamphlet, we've written, yes, we support this or we support that.
There is a worldview.
Which is what?
Atheism worldview which believes in evolution, right?
I don't believe in evolution. I don't believe in jack shit.
What is the origin of life?
I do not know, and I don't give a flying
You don't give a flying
I don't.
Okay, so
I don't. And so you keep putting words in our mouth and saying atheism is doing this and that.
What you don't know the origin of life, right?
I don't know, as you do. You do not know as well.
You don't know, you don't believe in Darwin evolution, right?
Who the fuck is Darwin? I don't give a fuck about Darwin.
Exactly. So
I don't believe in these things you're saying. Why are you putting words in our mouth?
Wait, do you have a moral standard?
I don't see,
an objective moral standard.
See, listen, I do have what I consider moral.
Do you have an objective moral standard?
I do. Yes. Okay.
Objective moral standard.
I do. Yes.
Objective moral standard.
Yeah, because as a society,
not subjective.
Can
moral
you allow
standard.
me answer? Can you allow me answer that?
Okay.
Because as a society, as a collective, which by the way, to have a society like this, it doesn't rely on just religion. There are so many things as a society would understand certain things and will come up with things that are morally right or wrong. So yes, there is that objective morality.
No, it's not objective.
It is a summation of different things. But you as a Christian, you want to claim it.
It's not objective. It is arbitrary. In the sense that I have my subjective opinion. You have your subjective opinion. Subjective does not automatically equal to objective.
I love how you are so mathematical with words.
Okay,
A plus B is equal to C.
Just voted you out. Please return to your seats.
Thank you.
If you're saying atheist is like the spawn point now of evil, then that means it is exclusive of Christians, right?
No. I'm not saying Christians don't commit evil. What I'm saying is that atheism as a worldview, you people keep confusing atheism with atheist. Now, an atheist might not be consistent with his atheistic worldview. Atheism as a worldview supports evil.
I understand you.
Exactly.
Understand. So what I am saying now is my previous statement substitute Christian with God. So if atheism is what you're saying is the source of evil, then you're saying evil is not from God, evil. Right? Evil is not from God.
I'm not saying source. I said supports.
Okay, yes. So evil is not from God is what you're trying to say.
What I'm saying is that you're not.
Answer the question, yes or no.
You don't want to deal with the claim. Does atheism support evil?
No.
Support evil? No.
No.
Thank you.
And now I am asking you.
If it doesn't support evil, how come, according to Darwin's evolution, we have a superior race?
So you're doing the thing.
Calm down. Which led to Hitler murdering 6 million Jews.
Your teammates have voted you out. Please return to your seats.
Let me just shoot someone else. They won't vote out.
It was not Darwin's theory of evolution that led Hitler to kill out the Jews. That is a misconception.
Does Darwin's evolution talks about favored race?
at that time, the way they understood it might have been different.
Evolution.
But the point.
Please answer the question first. Does Darwin's
race
evolution
in what sense that the whites are better than the black?
Exactly.
Evolution, the way we understand it today, is not
it
but
does.
Evolution, is not
now,
the point.
What is the consequences of that? Believing that some race are better than other race.
Not all atheists believe that. I believe it. I believe.
Yes,
hold on. Do you know that evolution?
I grant you.
Evolution. They believe that all races came from Africa. So does that not mean that the blacks are better?
I grant you that not all atheists believe that. But however, such an atheist is not consistent with his worldview.
No, atheism is a spectrum. It doesn't mean that all atheists would believe in one thing.
You as a person,
and I was saying that
as a person, you believe
evolution proves that
Darwin's evolution.
Yes, I do.
Exactly.
And evolution proves that all races originated from Africa. Okay. So does that not mean that Africa is the bigger race?
According to evolution now. Is it not the
evolution is not one thing. The thing that Darwin said evolution is not necessarily what it is today.
According to evolution, the more we go back, is it the better it is?
No, because we are now getting to understand more things as time goes on.
The more we go back, the worse it is, right?
That's why I said at that time they might have had less understanding than they have today. It doesn't mean that the understanding does not change.
Dog.
I am better than yesterday. I have more understanding today than yesterday.
You are better than a dog, right?
I am more intelligent than a dog.
Exactly. You are better than a bacteria, right?
Yes.
Exactly. If you are given the opportunity to choose between becoming a rat and becoming a human being, which one will you choose?
No species chose to become whatever they want to become. That is an ill-informed question.
You don't want to answer it, right?
I would choose to become a human being.
Out of the 3,000 religions, why Christianity and why so devoted with?
The resurrection makes the difference. It is only Christian or the Christian faith that provides a resurrection.
Yeah, Christianity is not the only religion that provides a resurrection story.
It's not just a resurrection story. It might be a story in some other, it might be a myth in some other religion, but in Christian faith, it is not a myth.
Why?
It's an historical fact.
It's not a historical fact.
It is.
The only historical document that contains the resurrection is your Bible.
Is it an historical document?
Do you consider the Bible a historical document?
Yes.
Do you consider the Bible a historical document?
Yes.
All right.
Do you know there's a field of study called historical Jesus?
You are thinking of theology. You are thinking of theology.
It's not theology. That is just it. This is scholarship. This is academics.
Okay, fine. You believe the Bible is a historical document. Let's examine its historicity. Do you believe the flood happened?
I made a claim to resurrection. I didn't make a claim to the flood.
We are going to examine the Bible.
We are talking about the resurrection.
We are going to examine the Bible as a historical document. If we are going to examine
the Bible, then let us examine the New Testament.
Let me explain how we got here.
Let us
examine. You said the resurrection. No.
Exactly.
No, the New Testament, let me put it this way, first of all.
That is a claim.
That's right.
That is it.
The New Testament affirms the Old Testament. Because what Jesus said very specifically was that I have not come to change the ways of the old, but to fulfill them.
We are talking about the New Testament.
Why are you ignoring the Old Testament?
Talking about the New Testament that documented, the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
You out. Please return to your seats.
Okay, so I'll rephrase the question.
Okay.
Over 2,000 religions in the world. Now, are you saying Christianity is the original one and that other 1,999 people who don't believe in Christianity, who were not born into Christianity, who live in remote places and have no idea what is Christianity, are going to hell?
That's what the Bible says.
So you are saying, apart from you, everybody else, Muslims, others are going to hell?
Is truth subjective or objective?
I'm asking you the question. Are they going to hell?
I answered you earlier. I said, that's what the Bible says. That Jesus Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one goes to the Father except through me. That's what the Bible says. Now, and it proved that through his resurrection.
So those people that have never heard of this thing in their life are going to hell because they have not heard of this thing, that they were also created by Jesus in another place. They didn't hear of this thing.
What the Bible says is that nobody has an excuse because God revealed himself to all mankind through what he has created.
To the all mankind that have never heard of this. I'm talking about
God revealed himself through all mankind. God revealed himself to all men through what he created. That's what the Bible says.
Man, I'm done.
Thank you.
Done. It just shows that
I want to prove to you why there was never a revelation to others, like a justification of why God never revealed himself. First of all, in the Bible, in Genesis, when God was doing his evil quests with the Israelites, going everywhere, committing genocide, slavery.
Evil quests by what standard?
During the wars, right, he commanded genocide, not once, not twice, multiple times.
Genocide by what standard? What standard are you using as an atheist?
He commanded them to kill and wipe out an entire race.
What standard are you using?
What is the meaning of standard? Define standard to me. What do you mean standard?
The standard is what defines something to be what and what not.
And I'm giving you what the standard is. First of all, straw man again.
Do you know the meaning of straw man?
Yeah, I do know the meaning of straw man.
Straw man
is
just throwing fallacies without knowing it.
That's what you're doing. So now I'll continue. I'll continue. Wait, I'll continue. I'll define genocide to you.
Yes.
I'll define genocide to you. When we spoke about genocide,
God is straw man.
What? When we talk about genocide, I will not waste time. I'm not going to that area. Genocide, God commanded Israelites. God commanded the Israelites to wipe out an entire race. He told them that when you go to, he told them about the Amalekites. First of all, God promised the Canaanites a place. He told them that, okay, this place is promised to you. And those people, it was inhabited by people that never knew about the God. They were never given prophets. They were never given revelation from God. They were never given tablets from God. And you say God revealed himself to you. What was the revelation that God gave? What was the revelation that God gave to them? The Israelites had the comfort of prophets. They had the comfort of parting the Red Sea. They had so many proofs. Do you know that God commanded the Israelites? He told them when they went to the gate of the city that they would kill people. They lured the soldiers. They lured them into the woods, right? And they came back when they killed those people. They came back. They killed the non-combatant men, non-combatant women. They killed the crippled, pregnant women. Everybody was wiped out, even animals. And you're saying
what is your proof?
He proves that God is evil. God is evil.
Okay,
that was the proofs.
Your teammates just voted you out. Please return to your seats.
Well, my brother.
You were talking about resurrection. You said resurrection makes it. Jesus died and on the third day, he resurrected, right?
Yes.
When I was younger, I've seen someone die. They pronounced the person dead and on the second day, the person woke up. How is it different from what Jesus did? Like, can you tell me what makes it different?
Okay, those people that died, were they scourged? Were they pierced?
Were they pierced?
Yes, those people you were talking about.
But they've been pronounced dead, which means they don't have life in them.
Were they pierced?
So how is it different from... How is it different?
Now, those people...
What makes it different?
Now, what makes it different is that those people you claim that they died, I wasn't there, it's just your claim. Now, there is no, should I say, doctor to verify if they actually died.
Yes, it has been verified, yes.
Exactly, now. But the Roman has a way to detect if someone has died or not. And what is...
Okay, let's hold it there. Your teammates have voted you out. Please return to your seats.
So the thing is that we've gone off point. Our claim was with all the different religions.
Yes.
Why is Christianity the one? And I would even do you one better. An atheist comes from the perspective that he doesn't believe that there is God.
Yes.
So if the Christian God is truly personal, why does he make himself hidden? Why are we even having this argument about the existence of God?
The truth of the matter is that the existence of God is not hidden. You suppress the truth of God in on your righteousness.
In what way?
That is just it. The proof.
Thank you very much. And that's the end.
You can give us extra time. Oh.
Thank you very much.
It is very obvious that none of them could defend those claims I brought.
The Christian didn't represent the society well. He made general assumptions without backing up his claims.
There is actually a misconception about atheists. We don't have a pamphlet we read from. It's just about freedom, just about questioning life and not following a doctrine.
This world, we cannot explain it. If you don't believe in something, it will not bring you peace. Don't go and attack any other person and say, oh, because you're not believing in this, you're going to hell.
To other atheists, I would say not to impose their beliefs on people, to be open-minded and to keep diving deeper, make research, and to trust their instincts.
People should be more open-minded and don't think atheists are evil. We are not.
We have evidence for the Christian faith, and the Christian faith, as the atheists claim, is not illogical. It is logical. That we tell other Christians to be a true Christian. They should know what they believe in, because just as an atheist can be inconsistent with his worldview, a Christian also can be inconsistent with his worldview.